What we have here is a compact disc, and on the front of this compact disc is a picture of a tugboat. And on the back of this compact disc, right here, is information about that tugboat, specifically some plans for it. So let's slide it in this computer and let this crazy adventure begin. All right, so we take that fancy compact disc and we slide it right inside that fancy laptop. And it gives us all kinds of fancy information. Then we print that information out on paper. We look over that new information on the paper and we decide to tweak a little bit and we start drawing. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, welcome. Let me get you caught up to speed on what's going on. So a while back, we decided to start a project called the YouTube Yacht Project. Now, the YouTube Yacht Project is where we wanted to take an old houseboat, drag it out to the edge of our property, which butts up against the Hoosier National Forest, and just have a little getaway for us and our family and friends and anybody who wants to stay there. Now, after going to talk to several houseboat owners, some marina owners who deal with houseboats, and looking at a couple houseboats, we kind of changed course a little bit. We're still sticking with the boat theme, specifically a tugboat, but we've decided to build our own. Not necessarily a boat that floats, obviously, it's going out in the middle of the woods, but a cabin that looks like a tugboat. Now, bear with me, I'll try to explain it a little bit better as we progress here. So we're looking at a 3-level tugboat, if you will. The top level, what do you want to call it? The wheelhouse? Let's call it a wheelhouse. Big enough for a queen bed, wall-to-wall, windows all the way around like there would be in an actual tugboat wheelhouse. Spiral staircase down to the main level, a couple doors here and there, and then a deck that goes around the outside with a steel railing. So that spiral staircase then drops down to the main level. You can see it just kind of represented here as the spiral staircase. Comes out in the middle. Then you got a fridge in the corner, a sink, a little corner pantry. You got a bar seating here with 1, 2, 3 bar stools looking out a window that faces towards the forest. All right, so we're going to look at, it's the same level, it's just a different scale, so it looks like it's zoomed out. You can see there's the steel railing around the side edge of the deck. This is the level we're going to try to put a bathroom on as well. It's not drawn in, but that's where it's going to be, is on that level. This is just looking down, another overview. You can see the general shape. There's the wheelhouse. I keep calling it a wheelhouse. What the heck is that thing called? Somebody tell me, will you? And then there's the main level and just some reference marks for some other measurements I might need later. And here's a super duper artistic side view. Yeah, you get the general idea. You got your bow shape there, the wheelhouse up top. You got your mid-level, so the deck level cabin there with the kitchen in it. That is the external staircase to get to the deck up top for the wheelhouse, which is kind of cool. And we're going to hopefully add something in the lower level as well, which will give us a nice little 3-level tugboat cabin. So here's another overview with some kind of topographical lines to give you a general idea. Here's the sloping downhill, and then there's the boat going back to the stern. Stern's right here. It'll be flat, well, just a little higher than the parking area. And then here's another side view, super fancy drawing. You can see the shaded area will be the elevation. So the stern is kind of buried, and that allows us to use the lower level, and we can put an entrance to the lower level there. And then you see here the bow, hopefully will cantilever off the edge just a little bit to kind of sell the whole crazy aspect, just in case you haven't got it yet. And we have a drone. So let's go tie up some loose ends and catch you up with where we're at on the project. So currently, we're in the road building phase of this project. Now, you have to forgive me, this is the first flight with the drone. Through the woods may have not been the best option for a first flight, but hey, I wanted to get this shot for you guys. So we're going down the road here. And we'll point out some of the places where we've shot some of the other videos and get all these loose ends tied together. All right? All right. Step 1 is to not hit that tree that I'm flying towards. It's going to be really touch and go here for just a minute. And there it is. Little old Jimmy around it, no problem. So this, what you're looking at here, is that big pile I've been fighting for a while. Here's an info card for one of those videos here. But that's what it looks like from the aerial view. That's where it's at in the road. That's kind of why we had to get it out of the way. Like I said, we'll take the D4G, push it off the rest of the way, and be done with it. And we just continue on down the road. And I'm telling you, we're going to dodge a few more limbs, okay? It was kind of touch and go through here. All right, so that right there, what you're looking at, that's that pile of firewood. That's from the video where I talked about why I don't save firewood. And this, well, this is a tree limb. We're just going to have to back up and go underneath that son of a buck. No problem. Continue on down the road. So to the right there, you'll see that big ash tree laying there. That's a tree I got to cut up for firewood yet. This one right here. And then you can see that mess laying up in the top where it's laying there. That's probably going to be the next fire we do, is get that all cleaned up and burnt. There you see the old trusty John Deere 755. It is still sitting there from the last fire we did in this video. You can kind of see the little remnants of that on the right. Keep on heading out. All right, so we're heading out this way through the woods. There's a little pile on the right. We'll keep on heading on the hill. Heading on the hill, he says. And I'll stop up here to show you another little pile. Yep, that one right there we got to burn. Down the road we go. Believe it or not, there's another pile on the right we got to burn. So you get the idea. We got a few more burn piles coming up, but we're almost done with that. Well, then we'll get the D4 out here, get it all bladed off like we talked about in the last video. Now we're finally back to the area that we cleared in this video. See that info card there? And almost back to where we're going to put the YouTube yacht. So let's check this thing out from a few other perspectives. All right, so we're going to take off through these trees again, and I'm going to point something out here because we're going to change frames, but this here is the reference stump. Kind of remember that spot right there. We're going to change frames. There you go. So still the reference stump, so you still kind of know where we're at. So we're going to take this drone, navigate these trees a little bit, go a little further out, pan around, gain some elevation, and I'm going to try to show you a little bit better of where exactly this is going to go out here. I got to say, for the first time flying this thing, I'm pretty happy with the way it maneuvers. I mean, very user-friendly. I don't know if anybody else has Mavics out there, but I'm really, really happy with this thing. This is the Mavic Mini. Mike's got the Mavic Air, but this is the Mavic Mini, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. It's going to really open up some fun shots for us in the future. So we'll pan around here, and then I'm going to show you that reference stump again so you know exactly where we're at. All right, there's me, hello, and there's kind of the reference stump, and then we're going to bring that boat in here. All right, so get ready for some super amateur animation. We'll just bring the boat in, wah boom, and then I'll just go ahead and walk inside of it. Look at that. Hopefully that gives you a little bit of a general idea of the size and what we're looking to do. So what fun would it be to have a drone on the first flight, if you're not going to be out in the trees, than to just bust up through the trees and see where you're at. So let's finish it with some drone footage. Hopefully that drone footage made sense, but there's that reference stump. I've used it in some other videos on this back section. You can see the hill drops off quite a bit there. The road will come right around this way. This will be level, okay? So the stern will be kind of buried in here, and then the bow will be sticking out that way, kind of cantilevered off the edge a little bit, and hopefully the lower level will be so you can kind of walk out the lower level. So it's a little crazy, but it's fun and it's different, and we kind of like that here. We live in a river town, might as well make a cabin that looks like a tugboat, right? It'd be kind of cool. So those plans, I might have said it in the voiceover, but we'll make changes to those as we go. That was kind of a starting point. Have to start somewhere. You know, we've already talked about getting rid of the spiral staircase and maybe doing a ladder up to the pilot house, give us a little bit more room. I don't know, we'll see when we get there. That's just one of those have to field out when we actually get in the space. As far as timeline goes, I don't know. We're on the road now. The goal is to start building the actual structure this summer. That's why we're doing all this muddy mess road work this time of year, so when it comes actual go time of building, we got good weather for it. So that's the goal, but we'll just have to see how it plays out. Videos are a little lacking this week. The kids and myself and the wife, we were all sick, and it kind of put a hampering on the video. So sorry about that, but we'll be back to normal content real soon. And yeah, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys on the next one.